All right. It's just unlisted. So, hello, YouTube and the cast when they watch this postseason. And welcome to the cast assessment for Distortion Survivor, Pure Imagination, Season 10 of Distortion. We've hit double digits. Woo! And we are
Woo!
here with two-thirds of the after show. The other third will join eventually. We have Karen, the Queen of Distortion. Um, And we have Mike, the pauper of distortion.
The what?
You never heard of the Prince and the Pauper?
Oh, I have, but I was thinking poppers
Yeah,
and
yeah,
confused.
Popo.
Like I'm old. Oh, that makes more sense.
No, it doesn't. I don't read books.
It makes sense.
Yeah, you don't read, Mike. Anyways, not the point. Crispy
And
will
what?
join us
Yeah.
eventually. But in the meantime, we are here to assess the cast of Distortion Survivor, Pure Imagination. We have 18 people to go through. And speaking of, drum roll, we have the Prince of Distortion. We have Crispy. Say hi to.
Hi, I'm here. Sorry I'm late.
Don't be
He's
sorry.
busy.
Don't be sorry. Be better.
That's gonna take way too long to accomplish.
He can only do so much, y'all.
All right. So we're gonna go down the line in alphabetical order or close to, depending on the person. Um, and we are just gonna give our thoughts and and yeah, whatever you have to say about the person. Keep it PG. That's all I gotta say.
Hmm.
First up, we have Icon. They've only played one other org prior, which was Kaleidoscope, season 7. We have Aaliyah.
Well,
Well,
since I well,
go ahead. Nope, you start.
well, so I played with Aaliyah in Kaleidoscope 7. Within the 5 minutes of the first conversation I had with Aaliyah, I was just like, I like this person. She's really freaking chill. I don't know how to describe it, but she has a very, I don't know if disarming is the right word, but like any conversation I had with her, like I forgot we were playing a game, and this is someone who's sizing me up to eventually fuck me over at some point. She didn't, but she very well could have. So I think that's one thing that Aaliyah is very much good at. And judging how her kaleidoscope game ended, I know she was punching the air when the twist of the season got announced. And Deb, if you want to explain that later, but hopefully she has better luck this time. Very good social player, and I'm excited to see how Aaliyah does this season. So
I don't personally know Aaliyah, but I know she played Kaleidoscope and she was working with my bestie Noah, and they seemed to really hit it off. So the proxy there, I think I would really like Aaliyah. And she seems really cute and fun. Like she's already bringing a lot of personality for her second org with like a silly, goofy intro shot and stepping up to like edit further challenge and shit. So I have a lot of high hopes for her. It sounds like you hinted at she might possibly have a mist, and that's part of that disarming effect, which, like you said, it can really help people trust you when they maybe shouldn't trust you. So I don't know. I kind of hope she ends up leaning into being devious and villainous, but I think I just always hope and support evil and devious women. So
real.
yeah.
But I I also don't really know Olia too well, but just from what I have seen so far, I feel like she brings like a natural charisma that draws people to her, which I think will serve her well to get like mid jury, but then I think that's going to be her downfall towards the end is that she's going to be too charismatic to the point where people won't want her to get to the end. So I think she does need to dial up the deviousness to overcome that a little bit. But I like what I see of her so far. I'm a fan.
And like first time editing a video, and she kind of killed it. So like,
That's what I'm saying. There are people in this community that I've worked with on several video projects that still can't edit that good, and I'll just leave it at that. So
8 minutes.
no, that's Prod telling them repeatedly not to go over 3 to 4 minutes.
I mean,
but-
that worked. It worked out great for us. So, I mean,
All right. Next up is also an icon in the orc community. He's been playing for a long, long time. Kind of shocked he's never applied to distortion prior. We have Coach Denson.
Well, he didn't apply because he's retired, Seb, first and foremost. But I'll let
Retired
Chris
my
with this
ass.
one. Yeah.
Retired my ass. I knew as soon as that man said, yeah, I'm retired and I'm only going to play again if I'm asked back for All Stars. I was like, you're full of shit. And case in point. But so Denson is truthfully one of my best friends in the org community, I would say. I love the guy. He kind of plays almost the same game that he plays like the same way in each game he plays, which I think there are pros and cons to it. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because he usually gets pretty far by playing that way. I think that what might be his detriment, especially in the way that the tribes are set up, like he has a very rigid way of how he approaches the first few votes. That he doesn't like to vote out women or POCs until jury. And I think that that is a very wonderful way to like bring diversity into the games, but not everybody feels or like likes the rigidity. So I think that that could be a little detrimental to him.
say virginity.
Rigidity.
Oh.
So I hope that I think what he needs to work on is being a little more adaptable, which I do think he can do. And I do think he can recognize situations where he needs to maybe not be so stuck in like a certain mindset. Yeah. And kind of similar to what I said to Aaliyah, he has a draw that people just want to be around him, which serves him very well, but I think is also dangerous. So I hope he turns on mean coach a little bit.
I think it's also like instead of getting stuck and just planting himself and saying, I won't do that, if we could see him work on swaying people to not do that instead of just saying, I'm not going to do that. Like he can be very persuasive. He's a likable guy. So if he just turns up the charm and I don't know, tries to go about it that angle instead of just being, stuck, straightforward, rigid sometimes. But he's a fucking character and he will ball out. And I'm excited to see how he does. And smaller tribes too is interesting for someone that will be pretty firm with what they want and not shy away from the get-go if there's a very clear thing he does or doesn't want to do.
And that's tips from one member of the Kaleidoscope Got Shot Club to another member of the Kaleidoscope Got Shot Club. I don't know Denson as well as my other two co-hosts here. I just have kind of heard things secondhand, and it is a lot of what Crispy and Karen have said. Very, I don't want to say domineering, but strong personality, knows what he wants out of things. In a smaller group, could that be a good thing? Could that be a bad thing? We'll see. But I have just a mindset I work with. Any friend of Julia Rose is a friend of mine. So I will be rooting for Coach Denson. So we'll see how he does. But I'm optimistic. I'm thinking 6th place.
I can see that. I think the smaller tribes actually is going to work really well in his behavior, in his favor. Because he's, as someone who has both, who's played with him a couple of times, he's the perfect ally to have. Like he truly is the perfect ally. He's one of the most loyal people I've ever played with. So I think that a lot of people, especially in smaller tribes, are going to be looking to somebody like Denson. Oh, I almost got hit by a car. Um, I think they are going to be looking to him to be a number, which great. I hope that happens because I love him and I want him to go very, very, very far and possibly win.
All right. Next up, I didn't know him too well prior to the applications. I actually just played a game with him. I played Squid Games. But this man is actually a recommendation from All Stars winner Cam, hosted him in CBB. So we have Cody.
Hey Zeb, do you know who Adam Blampier is?
I said PG, Mike.
Okay, but like he looks like Adam Blampier. Like I didn't say like behavior wise, but I have no idea who this person is. Their hair is really nice. Their intro video was kind of cool. Maybe not knowing a ton of people on this cast will work in their favor. No, I don't have the most interesting commentary here, but I hope Cody does well. Good.
So I don't personally know Cody that well. I have like a parasocial knowing of Cody through other like org VLs and whatnot. So like I've seen him through Endure and Persist and just a cutie patootie first and foremost. Like outfits always slaying, hair amazing, and he just seems very, very genuine and earnest. And I don't know how he plays these games, so I'm really excited to see. But I have high hopes. I think that he's going to draw people in and is interesting. And I'm hoping to see some like strategy or something. I feel like I'm just going to keep saying I hope people are going to be devious. So, like, let's just get that out there. I do hope he's going to be devious, but I don't know. Maybe he'll be the loyal hero type. I'm excited to find out. And Crispy's just getting on the Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, sorry. um, can you all still hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Cody just because I don't know them too well. Um, their action shot did make me giggle. And they talked about going to see the substance, and that is a plus in my book. So yeah, sorry, Cody. I will be excited to see what else you bring to, but I just don't have much of an opinion right now.
But we hope we have a ton to say about you at the end of this game. So
I think I did draft Cody, and if I didn't, I think I will be kicking myself. And I'm just gonna say it now: you are a Twiggy's angel if you are not officially on the draft. So
I'm thinking 8th place for Cody.
All right. Next up is someone who I'd only heard about. I had heard great things prior to them applying. And quite frankly, some of the funniest things have come out of their mouths since the start of this game. Here's Dime.
I think is the character of the season so far. Um, yeah, I did not know anything about them before the game, but I find myself really excited every single time like Dime is saying something just because it's always so funny. And those Justin Timberlake action shots were just perfection. And I really uh really want to see Dime go far. But she said something in her prod chat that I thought was really interesting. She was like, if I'm, and I might be paraphrasing, but she was like, if I'm not the one to say a name, it's going to be mine. Meaning like she's going to be the one to be targeted. And I don't know if that's necessarily true, but from what I've seen of Dimes, like she does tend to be kind of like an early-ish out. So I'm hoping that this game is what breaks that kind of trajectory for her. Just because I've been really enjoying the personality so far.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's one of those things where like just the wrong schedule on the wrong nights is what seems to be her downfall because she's a fucking character. Like if Dime has no fans, we're all dead, you know, because love her. I played once with her, but it was that thing where that was the instance where just wasn't a lot. I didn't have a chance to talk with her, and no other name. She kind of became the name. And then after the fact, once I actually saw and got to realize how hilarious she is, I was like, damn it! So I think a couple more games have happened since then. And hopefully, this is the one where she can actually get some traction, find some people on the same fucking schedule where you can talk it out before a tribal or whatever. Um, because yeah, we need more Dime content. We deserve all the Dime content.
So Dime is probably one of the realest people I have met in this community. Like some of the conversations I had with Dime and Hypnotic were the funniest interactions I've had with anybody in this. And when we were in Hypnotic, when I got put on the block, Dime just messages me, "Oh, hell no, not on my watch. You are not going anywhere." Like Dime is real as hell, funny as hell. But I'm like Crispy. I want to see Dime go far in this game. I want to see her do well. I want to see her, just make it far, make it to jury. I'll take Mayor of Ponderosa for Dime. I just want to see Dime do well because I think she plays these games for the right reasons. She's not here to, I know Karen loves the devious people, but like Dime doesn't strike me as that kind of person. She just seems like she's here to have fun and meet cool people and
Mhm.
screw around and have a good time doing these. And I think that's how it should be. So for that, I want to see Dime do well. Early jury boot, maybe. Hopefully, we can get a nice little Dime run here, and you know, maybe the other members of NSYNC can get some love too at some point from Dime.
All right, next up, we have someone who got pretty far in their last game. I didn't personally keep too close of a tab on that game. Grace did though, because Grace played it. Next up is Giraffes.
So again, not gonna have a ton of commentary here. I was in Alex's prod chat in that season of Spellbound. I mean, I know Giraffes did well. I don't really know what their strengths are as a player and, what got them that far and why they did so well, but maybe we'll learn it this time. But we shall see. The blueberry, the Giraffes is on blueberry, right? The That is an interesting tribe there. You got Denson, Dime, Giraffe, just the first three. That is an interesting crop of people. I want to see how they connect. So good luck, Giraffe. I don't know you, but I think you'll do well. You got this.
I know absolutely nothing about giraffes, but I do know I have a giraffe tattoo and it's on fire. And that's a premonition of war. So I hope that is not, I started this just talking about my tattoo and didn't mean to go in. So hopefully that's not a premonition for giraffes game and they're chill and cool. I mean, first impression seemed interesting at the very fucking least. So,
I played giraffe with giraffes twice. back in the day. The first time they were second boot, and the second time the second time they were first boot. Uh, so while I did play with them, I didn't know them very well, and so I'm purely basing my opinion and thoughts on how they're going to do on those experiences. And I hope I'm wrong because they do seem like they've grown as a player. But from what I've known of them is that they have a very, very strong, like, initial night. Like, their action shot is awesome. Their meet me video is so lovely and wonderful. And you're like, this person seems really kooky and fun. And then you kind of get none of that as the game goes on, which I hope I'm wrong in saying that. But if I had to pick anyone to be the first boo, it would have been Giraffes. But like I said, I hope I'm wrong because I want to be a witness to this new player that I think they've become.
And I can tell you what, that after show interview with us three and Giraffe, it's gonna be must see television. So regardless of like us four together is gonna be amazing.
Noted.
All right. Next up is another 2-second org for us. We had the first org was Hypnotic, and they got decently far. I know they made jury, but they're excited to come back in. It is Joanne.
Joanne seems really cute and fun, and I like them so far. Um, I think there was some hesitation on, like, maybe some what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe a little bit of anxiety on their first impressions on people. But and like I know that they were really like wanting to kind of, I guess, like prove themselves and all that jazz. And I think that they've kind of got themselves in a good spot with their tribe. Like, they took on the, and correct me if I'm wrong, Prod, but didn't Joanne take on the editing of their video?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and they fucking tied for first. So like, that's, I like, yeah. I think she's gonna do pretty well. I don't know. I think she seems precious, so I hope that she sticks around a little bit. So I'm excited. I always like it when there are newer players anyway, so I always want a new-ish player to do well. So I hope they do well.
And we need new people around here because if we just play with each other, play with the same people over and over again, like there's only so many times you can call me an asshole, or like we all know by now. So like we need new blood here. But Joanne reminds me of, oh God, Zeb. What was the name of the person on Thrilltopia that Tyler?
Rachel.
Yes. She kind of reminds me of Rachel, just this like really nice person, like soup, like comes off really, really smart, but really, really nice at the same time. But like underneath that, I feel like she will like slit somebody's throat. So I hope I get the chance to see that. Like I know with Dime, I said I want to see like not that, but I think Joanne's got that little devious side that Karen wants to see. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Hey, you said it, so I don't have to. Once again, a newbie, love, woman, love, potential to be evil and slit throats. What's not to love? Um, I know nothing about Joanne, but I like again commend someone new-ish taking on the editing and like I get it because I've never done it, but I have felt that urge just so I could like have that say and like maybe make it kind of good instead of trusting someone else. And again, I've trusted a lot of people that have done this many times and didn't do as well as the fucking newbies did this season. So snaps for that. Um, But yeah, I don't know. I just want to say like a weird bias for no reason. I feel like Joanne's gonna be like a smart player or something. Let's just put that out there, and hopefully she does well.
And she has Alex in her prod chat. So I mean, if she can overcome that, she can overcome anything.
Let's hope it. Can she win comps? Like,
Without saying names, the last Alex IRL to play Distortion, they got third in their original season. So let's hope that maybe Joanne can replicate.
fingers crossed.
I'm like low key manifesting an alliance of Joanne, Dime, and Aaliyah. I think that would be so fun.
Yes.
All right. Next up is an org veteran. He's been playing for a good amount of time. But I'm pretty sure they haven't played in org in a couple of years, maybe two. Um, we have Joel.
Joel has been tough for me to read because he's probably the least active prod chat so far. So I haven't really gauged like Joel's thoughts on the game yet. But and again, not super familiar with Joel's game, but vets are gonna vet. Um Again, not the most interesting commentary here, but um we'll see how Joel does. But it's just been hard to gauge where their head is at in the game because they haven't been super active in the prod chat yet. So see if we can pry that out of them.
Joel's in that category of vet that hasn't played in long enough since I started playing, so might as well be a newbie to me. Don't really know anything, no real hubbub in my mind through all the orgs and the years of a Joel or anything, so no expectations, which is fun. But knowing they're a veteran and not like a true fresh blood newbie, I do have the expectation like, to be online, how to talk game, how things kind of move. So be interesting to see if jumps back in or is kind of gonna warm up a bit.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Joel strikes me uh as the slow cooker in in a game. Maybe it's maybe we're getting this side because wait, what tribe is Joel on?
Lemon.
Lemon.
Exactly.
Okay, maybe we're getting it on from Joel because they've won.
Mhm.
So not that I am hoping that like any particular tribe loses, but I would be curious to see how he plays in a tribal round. Yeah, but I don't really know him too well, so I don't have many thoughts.
I will say as well, Joel is our only non-United States player. He is from the UK. So
Oh,
that does have a little bit to do with the, weird
yeah.
time zone and such. Um, but yes, excited. Next up is an icon. I think that I don't think Mike has, but I think that Crispy and Karen have played with him. We have Juan
And his abs.
and his abs,
And
sure.
especially his abs.
Yeah.
Definitely the
You
abs.
could bounce a quarter off those things.
I actually have not had the pleasure of playing with Juan, and I want to so badly because, yeah, I don't know. Juan just strikes me as the type of person that I would get along with in my day-to-day life, and that is always the type of ally that I like. Um, but I have zero doubt that Juan is going to make a deep run in this game. That's just his MO. Like he usually does, and whenever he doesn't, it's always because of some tomfuckery that like is out of his control, like rocks or an idle play or Karen playing.
I'm
Like it's
gonna
one of
talk.
those that's usually when it happens for Juan. But I have zero doubts that he's going to do extremely well. So I was very excited uh, when he was announced. So I'm excited to be on the prod side of things for his game because I always enjoy watching him play.
I have had the pleasure of playing and hosting Juan, and they are two different but wholly mesmerizing whirlwinds to be a part of. When I played with Juan, we met at the merge, and it was like a split, like number shit. Went to rocks, specifically voted so that Juan would be up for grabs for rocks so that he would play the idol that he probably had, and he didn't. And he got rocked out with the idol. So, yes, you're right. Juan usually goes by some fuck ass shit, rocks, an advantage, my ass being there, all of the above. But when hosting Juan, I also see him gobble up fucking advantage paths, and like he's smart as hell, charismatic, and knows how to talk to people and get that information. And like sometimes people will know Juan's just blatantly getting information, but I like Juan. And he gets away with it. And he will be able to go and kiki for hours with his true allies and be like, tee hee hee, I have all of these powers. And they're like, yes, you do, bitch. And not be fucking pressed about it and turn on him. Like, I love Juan, TLDR. I am very excited, and I'm very excited with how the advantage board is set up and these coins, because I won't be surprised if he starts fucking banking some shit sooner rather than later. If he hasn't already, like I could be behind at this point. Yeah, Juan's a certified hottie, and if he goes out, it will be a devastation, and it will probably involve your stupid auto. It's not actually stupid, but your stupid auto shit.
Gonna say we don't need another after shoot. We don't need another after.
No, that's not like it's
that
not.
shit's
I'm
on the
just
twist of the
being
season.
hyperbolic, that fuck ass shit that gets Juan out.
If it's gonna happen, if there's gonna be something screwy, it's not gonna be hard to happen this season with the twist. But I have only played a mini with Juan, and it was a mini that I forgot I had plans that night and intentionally got voted out first so that as to not miss them. So that's my Juan experience. And then watching Juan in Kaleidoscope season 5, where I think Juan went to like almost every tribal that season. So, we love a Denise Stapley story, but these two know better, Juan better than I do. Seems like someone that's super charismatic and super social. So we'll see, and hopefully there's no screwy stuff.
Mm-mm.
But I'm gonna say 5th place for Juan.
All right. Next up is someone that I also did not know too well prior to them applying. They are a Rachel recruit. Shout out Rachel. But they played Triumph. They just not just, but they won Cutthroat. So next up is Justin.
Wait, they won Cutthroat?
Yeah.
Slay. Um, I I trust Rachel's opinions on most things. So if this person comes recommended by Rachel, then they must be a good get. Um, I'm hoping that the game picks up for them soon because I want to see I want to see like that winner energy, you know. And obviously it's the first round. We're not going to get that. We're not going to get that yet. But I always like it when, winners play other games that I get to be witness to, so that'll be exciting to see how it goes for them.
Again, I have no idea who this is. I don't even know what Cutthroat is, but shout outs to them for winning that. I've seen people win other games and then go on to another one and not do as well after a win, but maybe Justin can reverse that energy and still do pretty well here. But
I just want to say Justin won Cutthroat like a year ago, so I don't
well,
want.
I didn't know that. But yeah. Sorry, that's all I got on Justin. Sorry. Good luck.
I don't typically follow Crispy's lead, but if he's following Rachel's lead, I'm following Rachel's lead. You feel me?
That makes sense.
So
Makes
I
sense.
trust a Rachel recommendation as well. I know nothing about this man. And you know what? I hope he isn't evil and devious. We need a good hero to be slain, okay?
We,
Sorry,
we we
Justin, when
need
you were
Alex
talking to
Markoulis
the
on this
leader. I
season.
didn't mean to like put that on you, but we'll see.
We've got the hero of the season coming up, but I'm saving that for when they're up,
Okay.
Does it start with an M?
to be determined.
All right, next up is someone who's on Justin's tribe. They just recently started playing orgs, but they've been playing a lot of minis. Next up is Cake.
This person seems exhausting, and I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Fair.
Yeah, like this is the
Um,
person that when you go out to the club, it's like then you gotta be like, all right, let's go. They just seem like energy, and I'm here for it.
yes, I would say I've only hosted Cake. Um, a pleasure, but definitely easily wound up and like will tell you. And she's a girly that's going to be up and on calls. But like if she hears something, especially something about her or that she doesn't like, she's going right to who she heard she thinks that whatever was said, like she's going to be like, so why would you say this? Like, which great TV. um Personally, I shit my brains playing like that or around that because I'm like just for 5 seconds or like let's see what happens. But great TV. She will be making sure there is content. I think she is a player like myself that is conscious of like would Prod think this is funny sometimes, or like, ooh, I'm gonna spark a little something just for the drama. Um, and sometimes we need some silly drama. These are for fun. It doesn't have to go that deep. So hopefully stays fun. Definitely going to get the deviousness from Miss Cake. I can guarantee that.
I don't know Cake at all, so I don't really have much to say, except that I feel like there's just a lot of villain-ish people on this cast. And from what I have seen of Cake in past games, like exactly how Karen was describing them is what it seemed like I saw. Funny to watch, but I personally couldn't play with someone like that. But best of luck to you, Cake. I'm excited for the TV.
Nicest thing I could say about Cake, I want to party with you. It's the nicest thing I could say. Like,
All right, next up after Cake, we have a literal icon. I will not stop calling them an icon, no matter what everyone else ever says. They have been playing for a good while, but they've recently, I don't remember the last org they played, to be quite honest, but next up is Logan Hooper.
Yeah, Logan is also someone I don't know very well, if at all. But if Seb says that they're an icon, then I trust that they're an icon. Um, yeah, I wish I had more of an opinion. I'm sorry, Logan, but I hope I will have a great opinion once the game concludes for you, however far you get.
I have hosted Logan. He is a pleasure to have in class, an absolute icon for sure. Um, I think he tends to, or from what I saw, was have a little harder time getting that traction at the start. and getting on, the call hopping and whatnot. But he's a very loyal person, and like he wants to have thoughts and like share strategies. So I think if he can link up with the right people and connect, it's one of those like you just have to find the right bonds, and I think he could do pretty well. Um, he was part of the Curse CTC season, so
Which one?
Cairo.
Oh, so there's like 7 of them, isn't there? So
That's it was so cursed. He
I
got
didn't
out before
realize
the
he was
real
on that
curses
one.
started, but I digress.
Hmm.
I have high hopes for Logan. I hope he can link up with somebody, and get a good duo going. But time will tell.
My concern with Logan being on this strawberry tribe is there's a few big personalities here. Um, and maybe someone who Logan seems a little more, at least initially, reserved, and that could be a detriment where I think some of the bigger personalities will kind of like link up right away, and someone like Logan might be kind of left out
But
of
see,
like a first or second move.
that's where the big personalities got to remember you need a strong, loyal number that's not right in the front, too, that everyone will talk about the other big personality, like
Yeah.
you gotta be
You can't have too many cooks in the kitchen. Like,
Yeah.
right.
yeah, you gotta have the foil. Like, you need like the large personality that's going to be like the brunt of like I don't want to say like the face of the alliance, but
Yeah.
like
Conducting the heat.
yeah. But then you need the quiet, sneaky little assassin on the side to be able to do your dirty work too.
The
Yeah.
problem with having that kind of person, though, is you have to make sure that sneaky assassin doesn't come and kill you at some point. So, do you get rid of that at the beginning and
You
keep
have
a
to get
louder
far
person?
enough. You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
get past that
Yeah.
beginning.
So, I think Logan is one of the wild cards on this cast. I don't know how it's going to go with them, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
You want to take this for? You want to take this next one first, Crispy?
Guys, we don't even know who's next. You guys are crazy.
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
lie, I thought who was next was
know how the alphabet
Logan.
works.
And I was like, you don't have to say it's a certified icon first and foremost.
All right, next up is someone that I'm pretty sure you all have played with.
Same
Next
game.
up,
Yeah, same season too.
what? You guys, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Next up is it's also someone who I've been waiting to host for so long. It's Marcelo.
If you pulled it, it's Mike Vaccaro.
Gagged. But yes, I need to speak on Bestie Marcello a little bit here. Uh, I a lot of what I said about Denson, I'm going to echo that for Marcello. Marcello is a perfect ally as well because he not only is he very very smart and strategic, he is insanely hilarious and like he keeps the vibes on any calls going to a T. I spent the majority 99% of my time when I was playing Duos in Paradise CTC with Marcelo laughing, and that is the type of person I want to be on calls with and to go far in any game with. I cannot say enough good things about Marcelo. I I want Marcelo to win so badly. I think he puts his all in all of these games, and I feel like he like just comes up short by an alliance member betraying him or some other tomfoolery. But I'm really, really hoping that he finally like is able to get past that and maybe to like make the move on the devious alliance member first. Um, I don't think there's a villainous bone in Marcelo's body. I think he'll do what he needs to do, but I don't think there's any like villain intent behind it. Marcelo is my hero in orgs. He's the hero we need. He's the hero we deserve. Oh my god. The man is just fucking hilarious. I can't stop.
So you like Marcelo, is what
He's
I'm getting.
he's fine.
Marcelo is the hero I don't deserve, quite frankly.
Correct,
I'm
actually.
not wanted.
Damn.
No. Yeah, you said it all. And stuttered and was speechless a couple of times, which is where I'm at. Marcelo's just fucking hilarious, and he's the type of ally, like you said, you want to have around for both ally reasons and he's fucking hilarious. Um, I hope what tribe is he on?
Strawberry.
He just needs to find his girly, and he will be just fine for a very long time.
Aaliyah.
I have very high hopes that he will find his girly and assemble. Because like you said, he usually gets screwed over and just like putters out just so close, just because of not even necessarily him doing anything. So, slay.
Yeah, Marcelo has this like magnetic personality that I haven't seen with a lot of people in this community, where it's just like everything they say is interesting. Like no matter what it is, it could be anything. And it's either funny or it's just outlandish or whatever. But I think Marcelo's going to do pretty well. I'm going to say third place, unfortunately. I think it's going to get so close and just not be able to get to the end, or maybe it's a final three. Who knows? But I think Marcelo's. I think Marcelo's going to make a deep run at this.
All right, next up, we have someone who also has been waiting to play Distortion a long time. I think last time he applied was season 2, but had a drop. Next season 4, he applied. I forgot apparently. Next up
Forgot
is
all of us forgot season 4.
I do forget season 4 a lot, but next up is Mike V, not Mike J.
Mm. Well, mics usually are either boom or bust in Distortion. We either do well or we just get our asses handed to us 6 days into the thing. So we'll see where is it going to be, we'll see where the Mike lineage here ends. I think Mike is one of the more excited people on this cast to play, which could be a good or a bad thing, depending how hot out of the gate he comes, but I think if he can just get past those first couple rounds, he might be able to get some traction. But I don't know Mike well, but he seems excited, which I love. So
I think boom or bust was a good description just of mics in general. When I first started playing, there seemed to be a pre-merge curse over Mike. And then he kind of hit a hot stride where I think he's been doing better more recently in games. So I think it's just going to depend. I know in general, he's just one of those pleasure to have in class when you're hosting. He's not fussy, he's chill, he's trying to just be nice to people. He's usually sending 1,000 hearts to prod, telling you you're doing a good job. So, all around excited that he finally gets the chance to play. And hopefully it is around long enough, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with everything that both of you said. I'm hopeful that he does well, and I'm trying to be a little PG, but my rational brain is telling me that it may not happen. But and I feel really bad saying that because of how excited he was to play and how supportive he is of prod. So I actually don't think I've ever played with Mike V, but I don't know what it is that he just can't seem to really get get the ball rolling in games. Which, you know, I want him to have a good experience, and it always seems like he does, no matter how far he gets, which makes me happy. But I really hope that I'm wrong on how I'm feeling so far on his chances.
And let me give you some encouragement, Mike. The last Mike to be an alt and get on distortion almost made it to the end. So you got this, bud. But 3.5 minute voice messages, like, bro, really? Come on. Like, who does that besides my dad?
Were you in alt for your original season, Mike?
No, timeline.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Do you think Mike made it to the end of his original season?
That's why I had a couple of questions.
Okay, next player, please.
All right. Next up, we have Icon Legend. I played my first LRG with them. I finally was able to get them into the org space. And I'm so excited. This is the first time that we've been able to actually get one of the newer players that had played our Femme Fatale mini. I'm so excited. This is Mira.
AKA Zeb's snoring buddy. So, and for those that don't know, Mira told me while playing Rhythm and Balance that Mira snored so loud in the Golden Gates house that, she had to be in another room.
Yeah, little side story real quick. I snored so bad the first night that the guy in the top bunk next to me had to move to the couch. And
That's a
so
good strategy for the game right there.
then they realized that Mira also snored, so they put us in the same room together. Yeah.
That's funny.
And another side note is that when I apologized to the person at the bottom bunk that night, I was like, "I'm so sorry for snoring." He's like, "Oh, it's fine. I got a bulldog at home who snores just as loud." So, anyways, on to Mira.
Mira is fun as hell. Even just like playing Rhythm and Balance, Mira was like super fun, would send me like 30 different songs for every round. Like, it just seems like really just like a joy to have around. And I am super excited to see how Mira does. Is this like her first actual like long-term org, Zeb?
Oh, she played Power Grab, the Taylor Swift season.
Got it. But first Survivor game, then I'm excited to see how Mira does. And this tribe the Strawberry Tribe just seems like packed full of big personalities. And so it's gonna be fun to watch.
I don't have a whole lot to say about Mira. I don't know them very well. I I don't know why, but I'm just like thinking of everybody who is on the Strawberry Tribe, which is yeah, whatever. I feel like Mira is gonna be like the overthinker of the group. I don't know why. She kind of strikes me as somebody who might get a little stressed whenever they have to go to tribal, and I feel like that might be a bit of a downfall. But that's just the vibe I've gotten so far. Could be wrong. Um, but yeah, not much else to say. Hopefully, like I've said before, I hope I'll have a better opinion once the game's over.
I'm curious to see, on that note, how Mira does playing this style of game after a game like Power Grab. As someone who is very familiar with Power Grab, overthinking is just the first level of hell for Power Grab, right? So yeah, I hope that there will be balance and not the like overthinking so much you get yourself in a rut and everyone's looking at you like, holy shit, we got to get them out because they're going to drive themselves crazy and we can't figure out what they're going to do. They're so all over the place. But I think Mira's smart. And I don't think there's going to be that spinning out, but I'm excited to see what tribe are they on?
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Strawberry. Right. I could see them being part of a girly pop group, Like I feel like that tribe is going to have the most like trios of like two people with one different like interchanging trios and shit, different mixes of two and one. So
And Mira, when it comes to the whole overthinking thing, just always think you're going home and you can never actually be blindsided. It works. So, pro
it's
tip.
true. It's true.
All right. Next up is a third. This is their third org. This is also a Rachel recommendation. Shout out Rachel. The only orgs that she has played is Cutthroat and Cutthroat. Um, she played her original season, got far. Then she played Cutthroat All Stars, and I'm gonna be so honest, I did not keep up with it, so I don't know where she placed. But now she's here, and I'm excited, like really excited, like one of our better interviews this season. So, here's Sabrina.
Hot take. Winner.
I mean, yeah, Billy said that this was his real winner pick. I'm calling him out right here. You'll hear it later. Um, and I would trust that. And she seems really cool, really fucking smart from what I've heard. Like, cutthroats are really, really fucking cracked ass game. So to do well is like, all right, you're willing to lose your fucking mind for an org also. So that's fun. Um, I think we'll see a lot of really good strategy, and I hope like with good strategy that means good fuckery. um I was gonna say something else. What was it? Oh, I don't know much about how she did in Cutthroat. I don't recall like how far she went in All Stars, but I don't recall seeing anyone like bitching or starting a war about her or like personality clashes either. So I think she is probably generally pretty likable too.
Yeah, I feel like if like your first experiences are a cutthroat and a cutthroat all stars, uh, I feel like you've got to be pretty good. Cutthroat is a really fucking weird game. So for you to do well in it, kudos to you. Um, she strikes me as very smart, and I don't necessarily have her as my winner pick. I do have her as like the robbed icon, real winner of the season, fourth place. So that's kind of the character I'm getting, the character arc I see for somebody like Sabrina. Sabrina. Um, yeah, but I'm excited to see her play. I think she's going to do really well. I feel like she's going to have a lot of in-depth analysis that I like to read about when I'm in this side, when I'm on this side of the camera. But yeah,
She just has that like I'm good at stuff vibe coming off of her. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
Yes.
like she's one of those people you look at and you're just like, that's a smart person right there. Like
It's
before they
called
talk.
confidence, Mike. It's called just general
Oh,
confidence
I
and
don't have any of that.
self-assuredness. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I'm
I
working on
don't.
it too.
Yeah, I
But
don't have any of
that's
that.
just the mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Sabrina, I think, but is she? I think she's gonna run shit. I'm calling it. I think she's got this. I think she's taking it all.
she also strikes me as being very level-headed. Like
Mhm.
I feel like she said something in her prod chat being like, "Oh, I think my name's out there, but like I'm not going to sweat about it," or something like that. Like she seems very calm, cool, and collected. Uh,
She needs to bottle that and like give it to like us.
I'm fine, but yeah, she's gonna. I think she's gonna do really well.
All right. Next up is and I'm gonna preface this, if he watches this back after postseason, one of the most uh interesting starts for a newbie, I think. Um he his interview was great. He's a new Survivor fan. Um but he's never done an org before, and I'm like very interested to see how he does this season, especially since he's going to tribal tonight. It's Sam.
I say this with peace and love, and I mean this with the as the biggest compliment, but it's giving rocks. I don't know why, but I just get that from him. I mean, I've already kind of been proven wrong because I've heard Sam speak more than Rox did. Um, but I don't know why. So I hope that I'm wrong because I love having uh, newbies in the community. Except I don't think Rox was Rox a newbie.
He was a newbie to Skype. He had never been on Skype.
Okay.
He still hasn't been on Skype, actually.
But it's just an immediate thought that I had, and I hope I'm wrong because yeah, I like when newbies come and are active and do well.
And I say this with all peace and love too. This is a total joke, but we're gonna take up a collection real quick. If you guys want to throw some money in here to get them some editing software.
No. I want to interject where we've given our snaps to the other newbies and people new to editing that fucking flying colors. You can't all be great at something the first time you try it, and maybe after seeing you're a newbie, he's never seen, I'm under the assumption he's never seen what creative challenges entail, how far to go, what the actual expectation is, so I think now maybe going into the future, would I trust him? No, he's not editing my next video, but he might have learned, and I have hope.
I was taught, where things like that, I was taught a phrase: if at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair.
I will say
He tried.
He tried. He
he
tried.
said in his prod chat after he was very focused on making sure that participation was there. And then he was focusing a little too much on making sure everyone was involved. Uh, that being said, I also want to say this because I forgot to mention it with the other person, and I taught you guys about it in the after show chat. But Joanne and Sam have openly told Prod that they know each other. Joanne was the one who got Sam to apply.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a very interesting dynamic if they both make it to a place where they interact with each other.
Yeah, but if they're smart, they won't tell anybody about that and they won't post about it on Facebook. So
I personally don't see it getting to that point where it needs to be a concern. But
Are you saying because you think they'll be good enough to hide it, or are you saying because you think one of them is going to go before that?
I think Sam is going to go before that. Peace and love, Sam. I know. You know what? You know what? I gotta give Sam props for even attempting to edit the video to begin with. And I think like trying to highlight everybody being featured because that is like something that a lot of these videos typically look for.
At
Judges,
what cost? At what cost? No, I'm teasing.
I know.
we've been really nice about everybody so far, and this is the person that we're being.
No,
He tried, and it is a hard thing to do if you don't know how to
But then
do it,
don't
and you don't know how to do
volunteer
it in a
for
way.
it then.
I give him props for even wanting to because that's a hard role to take.
Yeah.
I
It's smart though,
remember.
because like I can't see the person who edits the video getting voted out unless you really screw up. So
Well, I think there's a lot of grace to give to a newbie who screwed up. And like all y'all who have been around and let the newbie edit, I'm looking at you too because you do know what this entails. So that's my thing. Like we're teasing about Sam, but like you all collectively decide. Unless I find out Sam was like, I'm doing the editing, I want to do it, then we really got to talk Sam. But this is on the tribe as a whole for deciding. And I remember being a newbie in an org who had just binge Survivor and like just gotten into the hype and being like, oh my God, a bunch of freaks that know more than me. Like, y'all are calling me out about something season 16. Which name is that? I don't know the numbers. Like, so if he can make it through and there is that forgiveness for the newbiness of it all, and he is actually online and putting an effort, I think it would be really fun to see, like, when you're new to Survivor in general, you think of all the, like, if I was there, I would do this, or no, don't do that. And then you're actually talking to people trying to not get it to go to fucking auto rocks, or you did find an advantage and have to have a fucking poker face. So I would like to be able to see something from a newbie.
Yeah, and as a newer player in this world, I get the initial being a bit too overly excited for things and maybe throwing your name into something that you shouldn't have. So I will say the best action shot of the season. I loved it. So
I will say for any newbie to like be thrown into the tribe that he was in and the what had happened the past, however long since they've known they were going to tribal has absolutely just been mess, mess, mess. So good for him if he survives tonight.
And I want to add something too, because I've told Seb and Benji this, but we are going over the Sam and Joanne dynamic. So I ran Sam's interview, and we came already, and Joanne had already been like, yeah, no, like Sam's my IRL. And immediately what stuck out to me, just based on what I was hearing from the Joanne interview and what I've seen of her from Hypnotic to me interviewing him, it really, if they get to a merge phase together, it really reminds me of my very first org that I played with. I was in a cast with my IRL. He's my ex, but he was a good friend of mine, and he brought me into the whole gaming. Like, he brought me onto that icky toxic website, and it like is the reason, basically the found person why I'm here the way I am today. But I was in an org with him, and he was being really shady and messy, and I didn't like it. So you know what I did? I voted him out, and I definitely feel Joanne and Sam give me that vibe that if it came down to it and one of them didn't like what the other was doing, they would chop each other.
Come on, Joanne, be
I
devious.
immediately got that vibe off of them.
I told y'all, Joanne does give me that vibe of like, really nice and sweet, but like I might kill you if I have to.
Send him to the house, Joanne. Send him to the house.
But Sam, I think you're gonna do. I'm seeing 11th place for you.
All right, next up is quite literally, in my opinion, the definition of how have they not played Distortion yet. Um, it's someone who has been in the community a long time, and they started their game around the time we started ours. This wonderful prod member of Kaleidoscope, it's Sean.
AKA the biggest shit stirrer I've ever seen in my life. And I am so here for it. Sean is like the person that will just like, he's just like, will light something on fire just to watch it burn.
Yes.
So here for it.
I feel like Shad's the good instigator, because Shad will light the fire even when Shad knows they're also going to burn with it. There are some firelighters that it's just to cause, arson for others, but like Sean will go down in the fucking flames. Like, I've never played with Sean. I've just seen some, and I know Sean. I mean, I feel like I can say I know Sean's a villain. Am I like, that's like, yeah, okay. Sean's a for sure fucking villain. Like, make you misplay your idol, give them the idol, fuck you over type villain type shit, and then go on con like, which like, okay, been there, perhaps, maybe. Kidding. But I think Sean's another one that will be providing content, maybe in a different way than cake, whereas it's not going to be like the VLDRs and like a buzz, but like content at tribal, like hand in pot shit stirrer is the type of stirrer Sean is.
I think Sean is the type of player that is either going to go to the end or is going to get out very early. And I'll be curious to see which Sean we get this game. I Extra is kind of Sean's MO when they're playing. Um, I've never I've never known Sean to be the type of player to chill. um, which which is very stressful to play with. Yeah, so it's either going to get them to the end or they are going to get clocked pretty damn early.
Yeah, Sean's like the little Tasmanian devil that's just gonna like spin everything around and like just mess things up. And oh, you should have heard what they said about your mom. Like Sean's just that kind of person, and I can't wait to see from this perspective how his sick, twisted brain works. So
All right, last but not least, I said earlier that Dime was the funniest person on this cast, but this man has Dime like it's a race between this man and Dime. I played with him previously. He's just one of the funniest people I've ever interacted with. And if he goes far, it'll just get funnier. And plus, have you seen his clips in the commercial? It made me crack up. We have the affably named Taco Tony.
Silent Bob, just
Oh,
Jay and Silent Bob vibes for days.
for sure.
Silent Bob, but take away the silent. He's
Yeah.
just Bob.
Yeah, like this. I would have no idea what to do with this person. So, but I want to watch it. Like,
if you if you have a name like Taco Tony, you gotta have the personality to back it up, and I'm glad that he does.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is the personality though? Because I hadn't really thought about it until Mike just said it. But like, yeah, I don't know what my approach to Taco Tony would be. Like, I mean, obviously, hey, what's up? But like in general, I don't know what I'm expecting from him or what I would expect from him in a game.
Like,
He better be a fucking character? Question mark?
I think I'm gonna say yeah, like the big character, but like, is there cake under the frosting? Is there any meat in this taco? Is what I want to know.
Is it cake? It's tacos. That's what it is.
Exactly. But what kind of taco is it going to be?
What tribe is Taco Tony on?
Lemon lime, I think.
Is that his full God-given name, Taco Tony? Or
Yeah.
can his friends call him Tony?
Yeah, Karen, it's on his birth certificate. First name Taco, last name Tony.
Oh, I was enlightened on how Taco Tony became the name because he was playing an org and he kept talking about how much he loved food. And somebody on the cast, he was like, I'm going to started calling him Taco Tony, and it just stuck with everyone.
I mean, the thing is though, like
I hope he's like tacos are like mid on my list of food. Like, yeah, I like to eat. I guess
Yeah, I'm a quesadilla guy personally. But
I'm more of a lasagna, but that doesn't really roll off the same. Lasagna Tony. Nobody's buying that.
Well, they're like, what other food starts with T we could have used?
Tomato.
Yeah, tiramisu.
High iced tea Tony.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like, you know what though? Like, he looks like a Taco Tony.
Yeah,
it just fits perfectly. I just hope we don't get robbed. Tamale Tony would be another one. Benji, I just hope we don't get robbed of Taco Tony content. Like, I need as much as we can get.
Perhaps a Sam and Taco Tony link up. They're the
Oh,
two
God.
wild card. Wild card for wild card, actually. It makes perfect sense.
Duo of the season, maybe?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Just give me a food alliance of Cake and Taco Tony, and I think we can make that work.
I feel like there will be content, but I think it's going to be more of a food fight than a infusion menu, a fusion menu,
Food
whatever.
fight and not a buffet.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is quite the group of 18 people here, and this is going to be interesting to see how it goes.
Yes, it will.
All right. Before we end this, I just want to go around the table and ask you guys who you guys are predicting. Obviously, you know that the Blueberry Tribe is going to tribal in about half an hour. But I want you to give me your prediction on who your winner pick is out of these 18 and who you think from the Blueberry Tribe is going to get first boot. We'll start with Crispy since he's first on my screen.
Okay. First boot, I like I am going to say giraffes. And my winner pick, I'm just pulling up the full cast just so I make sure to not forget anybody. Okay, so I kind of have like I have who I want the winner to be and who I actually think the winner is going to be. I really want Marcelo to win just because of how much I adore the man. But I genuinely think my winner pick is Aaliyah.
Mike?
I'm gonna be really original here and pick giraffes to go tonight. Just kind of seeing how the vibe is in prod chat land. And winner pick, I am sticking with Sabrina.
And Karen.
Oh my God. Now I'm mad I didn't go first because it just looks like I'm copying. But I was going to say and still say, I guess giraffes, although I wouldn't be surprised to see a Mike V vote possibly. He's on that tribe, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Think that could be out there for first boot. And winner pick, like my top three, I'm feeling Aaliyah, Sabrina, and Marcelo, quite frankly. Let it be a final three and let the girlies win, Prod. If I had to think outside the box, though, I would love to see a newbie like a Sam wild card make that comeback after the editing and first round figuring shit out. But yeah.
All right. And with that, congratulations. Thank you guys for helping Prod out with this cast assessment. To anyone who's watching this, congratulations. And I'm thankful for an exciting and amazing 10th season of Distortion. And whoever the winner is, insert name here. You were fantastic. You played an amazing game. And I am so excited to see what you do in the distortion world and the auric world in general. That being said, I'm gonna end the stream.